Get ready, we're moving out.
Welcome back to Gray Zone Warfare at night. The long-awaited Night Ops update will be available November 27, but I was lucky enough to be able to play a few days earlier to discover what the devs have been working hard at. And it's a lot. Keep in mind the game is still in development and not perfect. Night Ops is a big game changer. With the inclusion of the day and night cycle, improved AI performance, and enhanced weapon durability system, and most importantly, better performance. Recording at 1080p medium settings with DLSS on performance, my 2070 Super, I know it's old, Ryzen 7 5800X3D, we're getting me around 70 to 80 FPS in towns around the enemies. It does vary when there's a lot of enemies around, but what can I expect? My rig's kinda old. The update gives you the opportunity to play the game differently by using the day and night cycle to your advantage. It's about 2 hours of daylight and 1 hour of nighttime, where you can choose to be stealthy and use some of the new gear added to take on the enemies. There's interactive items around the map like lamps, campfires, lights that you can turn on and off to give you extra lighting or make it a bit darker so enemies won't be able to spot you. The NVGs added in the game are a complete game changer as well. There are 3 that have been added. The first one is the PVS 7s, which are the starter ones that are available at level 1 at the traders. PVS 14 is a bit clearer image but more compact. And the ones that I kind of don't like as much, but they are very clear, are the PVS 31As that give you that white look and is very clear. The PVS 14 were the ones that I chose to stick to mostly at nighttime. I opted to not use them during fights because I was using a holographic sight, so it wasn't a good idea to mix those two together, but I did use them to my advantage to spot the enemy and position myself better, wait for the perfectly lined headshot to take them out on one tap, and then move around and position myself again. Once the area was clear was when I moved in, and they were very useful indoors to see what I was picking up off the floor. While the addition of night vision goggles is great, remember they do have a durability. Staring into a bright light for a long time or even tanking a headshot while wearing them can damage the goggles, eventually making them useless and you will have to buy another pair. Night Ops also brought in a few new pew-pews and attachments, the MP5 fan favorite SMG, the AKS-74, and a Colt 1911 handgun, which I don't necessarily use handguns, but sometimes when you're having one of those days and you keep dying over and over and lose your gear and all you have is a handgun, it's good to take one in and just try your best. There were some new tactical items that were also introduced into the game, from flashlights that you can mount on your gun and also lasers and infrared lasers that you can use with the night vision goggles to see where you're aiming at. A few of the lasers can be purchased from the trader. I did start off with a few of them, and here we're going to attach them to a gun and show you how they look with and without the night vision on. There have been over 20 new tasks that have been added into the game, and the older ones have also been reworked. Some of the tasks will now be needing you to go in at nighttime specifically to complete them and find the items you got to pick up or mark or tag. And also, you might just find it easier to do specific tasks at nighttime. There's one task where you have to take out a few enemies in a certain area, and I figured at nighttime would be easier because their patrol routes are different and it was harder for them to see me. If not, I just opted into rushing during the day, guns blazing, and most of the times that ended up with me ending back at base instantly. The AI have been revamped in this new patch. The patrol patterns and the infamous 180 one taps are nearly gone. You can still get one tapped by the AI, but typically that happened when I was out in the open and missing my shots. A few times it happened because I was rushing instead of taking my time. So think twice before you go in to fight some enemies, because you never know. One of them might turn around, sneak up on you, and send you back to your base camp. There have also been some quality of life changes added into the game that I know a bunch of us are going to enjoy. My favorite has been the auto sort feature of your stash. If there's one problem I had before, was that all of my items would be all around my stash and I have to scroll back and forth to find them. And I'm not very, I don't know weapon attachments that well to know exactly what they look like from a small picture. But now being able to hit the auto sort board and put everything in order, I can see where all my meds are, all my weapon attachments, all of my tactical equipment, and specific book bags and armors that I would like to use instead of having to scroll back and forth. Just hit that auto sort button right at the above of the stash menu. The helicopters are definitely faster. Yes, there's still a wait time when you call one in and you're trying to get back to base. You might have to wait a few minutes for the chopper to get to the LZ, but once you're sitting on a helicopter, I noticed that they get back and forth to base very quickly, which is very, very needed, because sometimes I felt like I spent a good 2 or 3 minutes just trying to make it back to base when I'm just here. And, you know, we all just want to play the game. So I'm glad the devs took that into consideration from all the feedback they were getting. They added a new LZs around the map, which you have to locate and discover by yourself, or sometimes certain quests will give you the LZs that you can use. More high value loot has been scattered around the map and also in the pockets of enemies, so make sure to check those fanny packs they be wearing. I know a lot of times I skip out on them, but I managed to find some good things on them: a watch, a ring that I was able to sell to the traders for a few extra bucks so I could go and buy my night vision goggles again. If you're taking some time off of Gray Zone Warfare for when it released into early access, I think that the Night Ops update is the perfect time to jump back in with a fresh swipe, all characters starting back at level 1. Everyone's going to be in an equal playing field. The day and night cycle completely changes up the game. Le Mans is still as beautiful as it was when it originally came out, but I noticed that I do enjoy the way it looks at nighttime. I'm eager to play some more, sneak my way around the maps and see what we can get into. If you guys have never purchased it, there is a sale going on right now for the standard edition. You guys should definitely pick it up, test it out. If you're into extraction looter games, this is one that you obviously have to check out. I can't wait to see what the devs will be cooking up with the next update, but for now, let's enjoy the Night Ops update and see you in the battlefield at night.